The 2002 National Electrical Code, or NEC, mandates specific support requirements for 2x2 lay-in fixtures. This requirement ensures that these fixtures are securely installed and prevents them from falling or becoming a safety hazard. Code Section 410.16c directly addresses the support requirements for these types of luminaires. The primary method of support outlined by the NEC involves the use of chains or other suitable means. This means that the fixture must be independently supported from the building structure, and the ceiling grid itself cannot be the sole means of support. The reason for this requirement is that ceiling grids are often not designed to support the full weight of the fixtures, especially over extended periods. Additionally, ceiling grids can be subject to movement or displacement, which could lead to the fixture becoming dislodged. The NEC specifies the use of chains or other approved methods to provide a secure and reliable means of support. This ensures that the fixture remains in place even if the ceiling grid is compromised. The type of chain used must be appropriate for the weight of the fixture and must be securely attached to both the fixture and the building structure. Other approved methods of support may include the use of wires, straps, or other hardware specifically designed for this purpose. These methods must also be capable of supporting the weight of the fixture and must be securely attached to both the fixture and the building structure. When selecting a support method, it is essential to consider the specific requirements of the fixture and the building structure. The manufacturer's instructions for the fixture will often provide guidance on the appropriate support methods. It is also important to consult with a qualified electrician or engineer to ensure that the selected support method meets all applicable code requirements. The installation of the support system must be performed in a workmanlike manner with all connections properly tightened and secured. The support system should also be inspected periodically to ensure that it remains in good condition and that there are no signs of wear or damage. In addition to the general requirements for support, the NEC also includes specific requirements for the spacing and location of supports. The supports must be spaced close enough together to prevent the fixture from sagging or deflecting excessively. The supports must also be located in such a way that they do not interfere with the operation of the fixture or with access to the fixture for maintenance. The NEC also includes requirements for the grounding of the fixture. The fixture must be properly grounded to protect against electrical shock. The grounding conductor must be sized in accordance with the NEC and must be securely connected to both the fixture and the building grounding system. It's important to understand what constitutes an acceptable other means of support. This isn't explicitly defined in the NEC, allowing for some interpretation, but the intent is clear: the support must be robust and reliable. Some common alternatives to chains include aircraft cable with appropriate fittings, rigid metal conduit RMC supports, or specially designed fixture support brackets. When using aircraft cable, ensure it's of sufficient gauge to handle the fixture's weight with a significant safety factor, and that it's properly secured with clamps or crimp sleeves rated for the cable. RMC supports can be used when a more rigid support is desired, particularly in areas subject to vibration or movement. The conduit must be securely fastened to the building structure and the fixture, using appropriate fittings. Fixture support brackets are often designed for specific types of lay-in fixtures and provide a secure and easy-to-install support solution. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions when using these brackets. Regardless of the support method chosen, ensure that it's capable of supporting at least 5 times the weight of the fixture as a general rule of thumb. This provides an adequate safety factor to account for potential overloading or unforeseen circumstances. It's also crucial to consider the environment in which the fixture is installed. In damp or corrosive environments, use support materials that are resistant to corrosion, such as stainless steel or coated hardware. Also, consider seismic requirements in areas prone to earthquakes. Additional bracing or support may be required to prevent fixtures from falling during seismic events. Always consult local building codes and regulations, as they may have specific requirements for fixture support that go beyond the NEC. Local codes may be more stringent in certain areas, and it's essential to comply with all applicable regulations. Proper documentation is also crucial. Keep records of the fixture type, support method used, and any relevant calculations or specifications. This documentation can be helpful during inspections or future maintenance. Remember, the purpose of these requirements is to ensure the safety of building occupants and prevent property damage. Improperly supported fixtures can pose a significant hazard, so it's essential to take these requirements seriously and follow them carefully. When unsure about any aspect of fixture support, consult with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer. They can provide expert guidance and ensure that the installation meets all applicable codes and standards. Always prioritize safety when working with electrical equipment and never attempt to install or repair fixtures unless you are qualified to do so. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it's essential to take all necessary precautions to prevent injury or property damage. Consider the type of ceiling grid being used. Some ceiling grids are more robust than others and may be able to support more weight. However, even with a heavy-duty ceiling grid, it's still essential to provide independent support for the fixtures. The ceiling grid should be considered a secondary means of support, not the primary one. When installing fixtures in suspended ceilings, be aware of the potential for obstructions above the ceiling. Ductwork, piping, and other equipment can interfere with the installation of supports. Plan the installation carefully to avoid these obstructions, and be prepared to adjust the support locations as needed. Before starting any electrical work, always de-energize the circuit and verify that it's dead using a voltage tester. This is the most important safety precaution you can take to prevent electrical shock. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as safety glasses, gloves, and a hard hat. This will help protect you from potential hazards on the job site. Use insulated tools when working with electrical equipment. This will help prevent electrical shock if you accidentally come into contact with a live wire. Never work alone when performing electrical work. Having someone else present can provide assistance in case of an emergency. Be aware of your surroundings and avoid distractions while working. Electrical work requires focus and attention to detail. If you're unsure about any aspect of the installation, stop and consult with a qualified electrician. It's better to be safe than sorry. Regularly inspect electrical fixtures and wiring for signs of damage or wear. Replace any damaged components immediately. Keep electrical panels and equipment clean and free of obstructions. This will help prevent overheating and other problems. Educate yourself about electrical safety and follow all applicable codes and regulations. This will help you prevent accidents and ensure a safe working environment. When planning a lighting installation, consider the energy efficiency of the fixtures. Use energy-efficient lamps and ballasts to reduce energy consumption and save money. Consider the lighting requirements of the space. Provide adequate lighting for the task being performed, but avoid overlighting. Use lighting controls, such as dimmers and occupancy sensors, to reduce energy consumption when the space is not in use. Design the lighting system to minimize glare and reflections. This will improve visibility and reduce eye strain. Consider the color rendering properties of the lamps. Use lamps with a high color rendering index to accurately render colors. Consider the aesthetic appearance of the fixtures. Choose fixtures that complement the architectural style of the building. Consider the maintenance requirements of the fixtures. Choose fixtures that are easy to maintain and repair. Consider the cost of the fixtures. Choose fixtures that are affordable and provide good value for the money. Obtain all necessary permits and approvals before starting any electrical work. This will ensure that the installation complies with all applicable codes and regulations. Follow all manufacturer's instructions for installing and operating electrical equipment. This will help ensure that the equipment is installed correctly and operates safely. Keep accurate records of all electrical work performed. This will be helpful for future maintenance and repairs. Be a responsible and ethical electrician. Always put safety first and follow all applicable codes and regulations. Support methods must not compromise the integrity of other building systems such as fire suppression systems or HVAC systems. Ensure that the support system does not block access to these systems or interfere with their operation. Consider the potential for future changes or additions to the lighting system. Design the support system to be flexible and adaptable to accommodate these changes. Use only approved materials and equipment for the support system. Do not use materials or equipment that are not specifically designed for this purpose. Install the support system in a neat and workmanlike manner. This will improve the appearance of the installation and make it easier to maintain. Inspect the support system after installation to ensure that it's properly installed and secure. Make any necessary adjustments or corrections. Document the installation of the support system, including the type of materials used, the location of supports, and any other relevant information. This documentation will be helpful for future maintenance and repairs. When working with electrical equipment, always be aware of the potential hazards and take all necessary precautions to prevent accidents. Electrical work can be dangerous, but by following safe work practices and using the proper equipment, you can minimize the risks and ensure a safe working environment. The NEC is a complex and constantly evolving document. It's essential to stay up to date on the latest changes and revisions to ensure that your electrical work complies with all applicable codes and regulations. Take continuing education courses and attend industry seminars to stay informed about the latest developments in electrical safety and technology. Join professional organizations and network with other electricians to share knowledge and best practices. Be a lifelong learner and always strive to improve your skills and knowledge. The electrical industry is constantly changing, and it's essential to stay ahead of the curve to remain competitive and provide the best possible service to your customers. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your 2x2 lane fixtures are properly supported and that your electrical installations are safe and compliant with the NEC. Remember, safety is always the top priority, and it's essential to take all necessary precautions to prevent accidents and ensure a safe working environment. Consider the weight distribution of the fixture when determining the placement of supports. Ensure that the supports are evenly spaced and that they are located at points that can bear the weight of the fixture without causing it to sag or deflect excessively. If the fixture is equipped with a ballast, consider the weight of the ballast when determining the support requirements. Ballasts can be heavy, and they can add significant weight to the fixture. Ensure that the support system is capable of supporting the combined weight of the fixture and the ballast. If the fixture is installed in a location where it may be subject to vibration or movement, consider using vibration damping supports. These supports can help to reduce the amount of vibration transmitted to the fixture, which can help to prolong its lifespan. If the fixture is installed in a location where it may be exposed to moisture or humidity, consider using corrosion-resistant supports. These supports can help to prevent corrosion and ensure that the support system remains strong and reliable over time. If the fixture is installed in a location where it may be exposed to extreme temperatures, consider using supports that are designed to withstand these temperatures. These supports can help to prevent the support system from failing due to thermal expansion or contraction. If the fixture is installed in a location where it may be subject to impact or abuse, consider using heavy-duty supports. These supports can help to protect the fixture from damage and ensure that it remains securely supported. When installing supports, be sure to use the proper tools and techniques. Follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully and take all necessary precautions to prevent injury. If you are not comfortable installing supports yourself, hire a qualified electrician to do the work. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it's essential to take all necessary precautions to prevent accidents. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your 2x2 lane fixtures are properly supported and that your electrical installations are safe and compliant with the NEC.